Guys, we're back in this serial killer special, but we're going to divert slightly from serial killers for this next bit. It's something that really intrigues me. I've been watching confession tapes on Netflix, and it's all about innocent people going to prison because of the way that these investigators, the ones that I've watched are specifically in America, but I know it does happen here as well, they're trained to get a confession. Now, obviously, if it's, for example, from earlier, in the case of Chris Watts, that's excellent because you're getting a confession from someone that's guilty. However, they push and push and push people that are innocent, and it does sometimes come across like they're just trying to fill a quota from time to time. And on this confession tape, I'll give a very quick example. It's an hour episode. I'm now going to condense it down to like 30 seconds. But basically, there is an auntie and uncle who own a farm, and the nephew is brought in because apparently he was arguing for a few days about it's a family farm, finances, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't look like he's going to inherit anything. Then the auntie and uncle are murdered in a robbery. So obviously, prime suspect, bring in the nephew. They interrogate the nephew for hours and hours and hours, and they're like, if you just tell us what we want, we'll let you go. So he does, and he tells them, but as he's telling them, the investigator is like, so you entered the house, didn't you, and you took the money that was on the side? And he's like, yeah, I did. And then you went up to so he's literally guiding him through what happened, and then he confesses. And the weirdest bit, which doesn't help at all, bearing in mind this guy would turn out to be innocent, was he then goes, it's not funny, but my cousin was there with me as well. So this poor bastard who's just lost his aunt and uncle is then dragged in as well, and he's put into prison for it as well. And they never got a confession out of him, but they got a confession out of the first one, which was like really pushed, really pressured. Completely unrelated to them, they were doing some DNA testing and stuff on cars and stuff, and they found DNA in this car of a pair of a young lady and a guy, I think 17 and 19. They'd robbed a car, and so once they were found and arrested, they did swabs of the car, and they found the DNA of the auntie and uncle, and these two weren't even from the same state, right? And very quickly they confessed to the killings, right? Quality. But the police, because there was no evidence whatsoever linking the two nephews to this crime, the police then put the pictures of the nephews in front of the girl who was involved, and were like, so where did these two come into it? And she's like, I swear to God, I've never seen this guy before in my life. And they were so desperate to have these two guys in prison. They were like getting livid, like, you're fucking lying to us, you're wasting our fucking time, all this sort of stuff. And then after a while, just to get them to go away, the girl said, okay, yeah, they were there. And then she felt so bad that a few days later, she then redacted that. And anyway, to cut a long story short, the two nephews were released, right? The craziest bit for me, because they were then given, I think the youngest nephew was given like $900 and something thousand in compensation, and the one who confessed was given like $1.4 million in compensation. The detective that got the false the false confession, and was really pushing for this girl to incriminate these two innocent lads. At the end of the documentary, they were interviewing him, and he was fucking livid. He was like, I know it was them two, and they're now in their mansions with their $1 million each, and when they should be in prison, blah, blah, blah. When there was never any evidence or anything, it was purely pride that pushed him to accuse them after the two actual culprits come forward. Okay. And it's just like, what the fuck, man? And it's terrifying. Yeah. And if I'm ever in that situation, obviously I'll be innocent because I'm never going to kill anyone. See this in 10 years' time on Twitter, like... He said it. But no. But I'm telling you now, even if... When? No. If I'm in this situation and I'm innocent, right, I am fucking saying no comment till I'm blue in the face, and I'm waiting for legal representation. Yeah. Because they almost like... We said it with the Chris Watts case that, you know, they're very nice and stuff when they start up. They almost like befriend you and then start twisting everything you're saying. And even as an innocent person, you're better to kind of look a bit shady and just be like, no comment until my solicitor gets in, no comment.
Yeah.
It's absolutely baffling to me. It really is.
With that one though, when you just said that about the compensation, maybe there was something going on there where it was like, you know, you're going to get some good compensation. I'm going to falsely accuse you.
We're going to send you down.
Set you up for life.
We're going to
lads.
split it 50-50. I'm going to make $1 million, and then I'm just going to stay with the thing to the rest of till I die.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's completely plausible.
Who's ever thought about that?
That's detective
cracked
now.
the case.
That's
A crime within a crime. Inception.
That's it.
Do you think sometimes these, like the lead investigator, they believe it so much that, you know, because they say you that's your job and you do 100 cases and you're like, God, I've caught 100 people and we've interrogated them and they've come forward and they've said yes, but it takes them 8 hours to break. And then sometimes they get someone, they think, I know he's done it, and they just keep pushing them, and they believe. But actually, they're wrong.
Plausible.
They're actually wrong because sometimes they can be wrong.
But they're so good at their job.
They're so
they
good
know
that
how
they're
to
just
like manipulate.
right, I'm gonna like say that Chris Watson, for instance, like they were so good at getting the confession out of him.
Yeah.
And think really like he's guilty, so once he admits, like that's it, it's done, it's all over. So like they're that good. They're literally within 8 hours, they're gonna say, we're going to make you throw the rest of your life away. Yeah,
which is crazy.
So, like, even an innocent person, you know, the techniques.
That baffles me. Like, how... So, I don't know if it's the mentality of the people or the level of intelligence, maybe. I have no idea. But the idea of someone that categorically has not killed someone... Sorry, that's the Bulmers. Has been accused... Other ciders are available. has been
Always
accused
on the fucking sponsor train.
Has been accused wrongly. I don't give a fuck what you're going to say to me for 15 hours. I understand that will be exhausting, but I'm not going to turn around and be like, all right, yeah, it was me, please just shut the fuck up. That just doesn't register. I don't understand.
I think what they do is it's a slow process of like, you know, like because they teach you in sales and stuff, they say get a yes, then get another yes, and then get another yes, and then like when you go for the close at the end, you've already got 3 yeses. So like it's a slow process of just bringing you around a little bit, and then before you know it, you're fucking in, and they're like, well, we've got you now, we've got you on that, so you've just got to say, confess a little bit more to this, and then you'll be let go, and it's done, and false promises. Yeah. I don't think it's all in one go, and they just go. No, they just twist you, and you get 15 hours in interrogation. Yeah, I guess. But I know what you mean. It depends on the severity of the subject, because and how strong or weak the person is. Most definitely, I think that's a massive factor, and also thinking about it, potentially the way that they could twist it is make you feel helpless. So be like, look, we know you've done this, regardless of whether you confess. You're going to fucking prison for the rest of your life. What they do. If you confess to this, we will get you a sweeter. Just which is shit. And they do that's actually weird, isn't it? Within the law. Yeah. How is that legal? If you say I did do it, you're gonna get 10 years less or whatever. Yeah. Just for being good enough to confess. If you don't say it, you're fucking going down for life. Because what's that famous boxer that they offered him a plea deal. I can't remember his name. But there's a guy who was in. It's a famous story. I think. Just Google that. Yeah, there's a film about it with
Google famous
Denzel
boxer.
Washington. The Hurricane. The Hurricane. That's it. And he just will not break. And he's like, no. He's like, I did not do it. And he just will not break. And they offered him a plea deal and everything. And he just said no. He just kept with it. But he ended up spending most.
I think it all depends whether you've done it or not. Like. You know, if you haven't done it,
I'm coming at it from you haven't done it.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I mean,
but still, if someone's saying right, you're going down anyway.
I would, as long as I knew that I hadn't done it, stick me in prison. I'll be a savage. Like if you know you haven't done it, then you know, at least you've got like a clear conscience.
If someone,
to be,
but if someone's like, look, you'll do 5 years if you say you did it, or you're going to do 25 years.
I'll do 25.
See, I would.
No, I would do 20. I'd be like, put me in there.
I know most people say that, but I think like.
No, I would fight it.
Yeah,
I would fight it.
Because if you're innocent, you're
Could-
innocent.
yeah, that's what I mean.
The moment
Yeah,
that you
if-
confess,
Yeah.
it's game
But
over.
if they say guaranteed, you do 5 years now. I know. Yeah.
I'm too stubborn. I would
Yeah.
I would
But
I would
also-
rather walk out 25 years later and be like, I still just want to let you all know I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And
But
also
also
as well-
you've
yeah.
got in that 5 year period. Say you say you're stuck with us, not you, but you could have had 5 years. You've got that kind of 5 year free period, if you like, for there to be that piece of evidence that turns up that exonerates you.
Yeah.
And if that does turn up,
Compensation.
yes, mate.
That's
Dunno,
it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm quite stubborn,
It's-
but I just if
It's very terrible. Like my biggest.
Five-
that's
five-
one
If
of
I
my
knew I
biggest
hadn't done
fears.
it, I'd actually be like, want to go away for a couple of years just so I could get the old compensation.
You're like,
I'd be like, I'd keep playing it.
like a
I'd be
month.
like, maybe I did it, maybe I didn't. I
After a
can't
month,
really
they're like, Jimmy,
remember.
we've got the evidence of free.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, hold off.
Oh no.
Two more
the evidence
years.
comes back and like I get my dad to like bring the evidence 3 years in.
Give it 2 more months, mate.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'll have
Dad, come on.
payout.
Yeah, we'll get a bigger payout. I wonder if anyone's ever done that actually.
Probably.
So how long? Yeah, Ruben Carter
professional
was the
prisoners.
guy.
Professional
Hurricane.
prisoner. That's
Yeah.
fucking hell. Don't fucking arrest me, guys. That's all I'm saying.
You're
You're in for a big
You might
payout.
lose more than you might gain.
Oh man.
How long did he serve?
20 years. About almost 20 years in prison for something he didn't do.
Yeah.
How much did he get paid?
Claims he
How much
didn't
did he
do.
get paid?
Was he proven innocent, or was he just used there for 20 years,
Oh.
released?
It's a good film. Have you seen The Hurricane?
No, I haven't. No.
Quality
Ruben
film.
Carter.
Yeah. You seen it last?
Yeah.
It's
Quality film.
Yeah.
By the way, this is
Do you like
such
the
a strange place to plug, but it's because you've just talked about a boxer. I definitely do want to do like a late night pay-per-view. We're sat here commentating on the boxing.
Oh, I thought you was going to
Oh,
say like
okay.
a YouTube boxing match.
No.
I thought you was going to be like,
That's original.
That's dead
I'm
and
ready.
buried.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
Ah,
nah,
yeah,
like
that
Anthony
Logan
Joshua's-
Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want some, I'll give it you.
That's it. But yeah, no. Back to serial killers. Yeah.
Change a bit for the first
Yeah,
half.
the confession. Like, it's fascinating. The techniques that they use, and when it's applied to the right people,
Yeah.
it's absolutely excellent. I've watched so many on YouTube. They're all over YouTube, just full unedited confession tapes or confession interrogation.
I feel like
Techniques.
you're warming up for something.
yeah.
Here's my confession tape.
Yeah. No,
They're not going to get me.
that's it. I know all the loopholes. But yeah, no. So they're
But it's
They're
being
mad.
able to resist yourself from watching Usher Confessions that comes up at number one.
yeah.
To get into the rest.
Yeah. Fuck's sake. What a track.
Just put that in everyone's mind.
Yeah. Oh man.
I know you're singing it now, right?
Yeah, in my head. I'm trying not to hum it. Don't want to get copyright struck on YouTube.
Oh,
But yeah, so
You do
that's
sound
confession tapes. Yeah. What do you guys? So overall, like, what do you guys think? Is it like from a moralistic point of view? Bearing in mind it's used on innocent people, but is it like for the greater good in
I
the
think
long
so.
run?
I'll-
the greater good.
Yeah, I'm with
That's
that.
it. You with that?
I'm with. Yeah, use it. Use it. Use it. Yeah, okay.
Fuck it,
So,
big tick.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you've got to, haven't you?
Yeah. At the end of the day, to be honest, to now kind of undermine everything I've just said. If you've got half a brain, just wait for your fucking
Yeah.
legal representation.
Yeah.
Then you should be fine.
You need your legal rep, don't you?
Yeah.
You just.
Well, even if I think people just think, oh, I'm innocent, so there's no way that they're gonna think as me, so I'll just talk to them,
Yeah.
and then they just twist it, and the next thing you know, you're doing
I was
40
always taught
years.
in the underworld. Just no comment.
Yeah.
Just no
Yeah.
comment until we've got like.
Anyone
legal-
sign up to
That
the
was-
Eggy Bandits?
I was then gonna say that was the Eggy Bandits mantra. No comment.
On the induction, we're like, look, if you ever get caught, these just say no comment.
No
Do you
The
know
first rule
Eggy
of Eggy
Bandits?
Bandits.
No comment.
Yeah.
With no yoke.
That's it. Oh,
When you
dude.
see the cops scramble.
Oh, you better watch out or you're going to get poached.
Oh, mate. Oh, God. What?